What's up, guys? It's the Kid Backpack Grizzly. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time watching, definitely make sure you comment, like, and subscribe and share the video. I appreciate you. So a lot of you guys asked that I do a quick summary video of my stay in Cartagena. So you guys want the tips, tricks, and basically how to maneuver through Cartagena and my thoughts of my stay. I got you, and this is what this is about. So if you plan on coming out to Cartagena, you'll know how to maneuver through. Let's get it. So the first thing I want to talk about is make sure you exchange your money before you come to Colombia. I'm hearing different stories about people getting charged ridiculous amounts, people being taken advantage of when trying to exchange their money and being charged that ridiculous fee. Don't even put yourself through that headache. If you're coming from the States or wherever you're coming from, do it in your home country or your home state or whatever the case may be. Get your money exchanged so by the time you get to Colombia, you already have money. Also, bring USD. So in my case, I'm from the US, I brought Colombian pesos, I brought a USD, and sometimes if you have it that way, maybe bring something up as a backup just to be on the safe side, because you never know what you could run into. And I say backup, I'm talking about maybe a credit card or a debit card, something you could lean on as a plan C. But make sure you exchange your money by the time you get here. Secondly, when you land in Colombia, Cartagena to be exact, and you're on the airplane, try to get off that airplane as soon as possible and get to the immigration line. Because when I went, the immigration line was ridiculous. This was my first time in Colombia. I didn't know anything about this. Nobody warned me about this, but the line was ridiculous. I'm talking about, I stayed in line for about, say maybe 2 hours. I kid you not. It was like maybe 2 hours. It could have been like 2 hours and 30 minutes, but it was roughly around 2 hours, man. So make sure when you get off that airplane, try to get into that airport as soon as possible and get into the immigration line. Also, you want to have your immigration papers filled out. I think this is something that you can do on your phone. I'm 100% sure on that. And if I'm wrong, guys, make sure you comment how you do it as far as filling out the immigration paperwork. Third, once you're done with immigration, go to that liquor store section in the airport. Get yourself a bottle. Why? Because you don't know what you're going to run into by the time you get to your hotel or your Airbnb. You don't know where the liquor stores are. This is your first time coming to Cartagena, right? So get yourself a bottle to be on the safe side. Sometimes they're relatively cheap. Just grab yourself a quick little bottle, and this way you could be on your way. Fourth, when you get to Cartagena, you really don't need to take a taxi. I mean, you can. Sometimes they try to finagle you with the prices, and when I say finagle you, I mean they try to get one over on you. They try to, overcharge you when you go to Cartagena with the taxis, right? And you don't have to negotiate when you deal with Uber, right? So this is what I'm trying to get to. Work with Uber. I deal with Uber when I was in Cartagena. There's another one out there. I'll put the link right here. But yeah, people use that. So from the airport, I took my Uber and I got to my Airbnb, which leads on to my next topic. Number 6, Airbnb. A lot of folks, I do notice a lot of folks are doing hotels. I met some folks out there that were staying in hotels in Boca Grande. I didn't bother with the hotels. I like the whole Airbnb situation because you have a freedom that you can't get with a hotel, right? You can have guests over, you can kind of do your own thing. However, you still have that security, but you could kind of do your own thing as if you was at home. So definitely look into Airbnbs. This leads on to my next one. 7, if you are going to consider doing an Airbnb and you're maybe out here for a good time or whatever the case may be, and you want to have visitors over, make sure before you check into your Airbnb, wherever country or whatever state, wherever you're coming from, make sure you're able to have guests. This is a question that you must ask, right? Visitors at no charge. Right? So make sure you do that, because the majority of them are going to ask for IDs. They're going to say, in order for us to let them in, they have to show their ID. That may sound annoying to you, but trust me, this will work in your benefit. This ID thing is only beneficial to you. It's only to protect you if something happens. Number 8, make sure you stop at your nearest convenience store, get water, get snacks. In fact, if you forgot to get liquor, a lot of these little convenience stores nearby, they sell alcohol too. So make sure you check that out, because you may end up hungry later on that night and you don't feel like calling an Uber, or you don't feel like, walking to the nearest, who knows, McDonald's or whatever restaurants are nearby. So it's always good to have some snacks on deck. And who knows, you may have a friend over and the person may be hungry and you got snacks on deck, so you're good to go. And talking about somebody coming over, this has just brought another thing to my mind. Number 9, always be sure to use your safe. Actually, this brought something else to my mind. And make sure you purchase the room that has a safe. Do not get an Airbnb. Me personally, I would not get an Airbnb that doesn't have a safe. or a hotel. It has to have a safe. For what? Because of your important belongings. For example, your passport. Maybe if you're traveling with a debit card or a credit card. Maybe if you're traveling with extra cash. Who knows who comes into your room when you're not in there, right? Maybe somebody comes in and cleans it up. Who knows? Even if you got someone that's coming over to hang out with you, make sure everything's in that safe way before somebody gets a chance to come into your room. If you're going out for the day, make sure everything's in that safe. Let's just be as safe as possible. It's backpack. Lastly, me, I'm a picky eater. Number 10, make sure you find spots nearby you that you could easily get access to as far as food. I seen a McDonald's nearby, I seen a Burger King nearby. I got excited because I know me, I'll go a few days without eating and whatever the case may be, so I wasn't stressing it. But I know when I do get hungry, I got a Mickey D's right here. I could just run to McDonald's and grab me some food right quick. And I did that a few nights where I just went in there, got me a meal, and it was perfect. So, definitely make sure you can find something close by where you could, grab a bite and just move on with your day. All right, but let's get right into having a good time in places that you should visit in Cartagena. So if you're in the Boca Grande area, definitely be sure to stop by and have some Juan Valdez coffee. Now, if you're into coffee, if you're in breakfast, you want to make sure you get some good coffee. Juan Valdez, you definitely get yourself some good coffee. Frappuccinos, coffee coladas, whatever you like to drink, they have it. If you think of Starbucks, it's just like Starbucks, but like 30 times better. All right. And since we're on the whole subject of Boca Grande, make sure to visit Playa Hollywood. Why? Because it's just necessary, right? You see videos about Playa Hollywood. If you're not familiar with Playa Hollywood is, it's a beach. A lot of people are familiar with when coming to Cartagena. Single male or single female, you may find your potential match, so it's always good to visit that beach, go out there, socialize, and get to know people, get to meet people. But I must warn you, a lot of people hustle. So they are going to be asking you to buy things. They're going to ask you to, they're going to try to sell you things. And sometimes you may have to say no a few times. It's gonna be like, you just be ready for a few no's. When I say a few no's, maybe 3 or 4 no's, because they're gonna ask you multiple times, put things in your face, and just try to make you purchase things. It's like that in a lot of countries. People are trying to hustle. People are trying to turn 50 cents into $1. Sometimes you can't blame them, but you've been warned. And guys, if you want to find out some history in Cartagena, check out my guy Alfonso. He's the one I did the tour with Old Walled City, Grizzllly, and also the Fortress. There's so much history in Cartagena that you gotta catch up on. Reach out to Alfonso. You gotta check out Grizzllly. You gotta check out the Old Walled City, of course, and you gotta check out the Fortress out there. Go inside the tunnels. Get the vibe that I got when I went with Alfonso, and he'll tell you the story and he'll explain it to you well. The guy Alfonso is amazing. He's a people person. Trust me, you'll love him. I'll have his information in the description. Also, if you need to reach out to me in the email, definitely go ahead and send one. I'll get you in contact with him some way, somehow, but I will have his information in the description. And not to mention, he also does tours in Palenque, which is a town that has a huge population of Africans. You guys got to get in contact with Alfonso. Like I said, I'll have his information in the description. He will come pick you up at your Airbnb or your hotel. It's a private tour, so you don't have to worry about other people being around. Like I said, very personable. You'll love this dude. Reach out to me and I'll have his information in the description. His backpack. And of course, with the beautiful weather in Cartagena, Colombia, you gotta take advantage of the 5 Isla VIP tours. That's the one I took when I went to the Rosario Islands and Shalom. Now, depending on the package you purchase, some packages come with drinks, but the package I purchased, when you do the 5 Isla VIP tour, food is included, so you're covered on that. But as far as the drinks, make sure it says drinks included in the package you purchase. Beautiful, beautiful vibes. I'm talking about Shalom itself is a vibe. Just be careful when you go to Shalom, because sometimes if you do not ask for the price before you make a purchase, they may throw a crazy price at you when it's time to pay for whatever you're purchasing. So make sure you always ask in advance, how much is it before you purchase, or how much is it before you start eating if you're buying food, for example. And it's also a great place for singles. If you're single, or even if you're coupled up, it's a dope spot to meet and socialize with people and just catch a vibe. But if you're single, you may find a potential match. I kid you not. But like I said, they'll come pick you up right at your Airbnb or your hotel. It's an all day event, so be ready and make sure you get lots of rest. It's from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. However, you do have an option to opt out and you could leave at 4 o'clock, 4:30ish if you don't want to stay all day. So you do 8 a.m. to roughly 4 p.m. or if you want to do the all day event, it'll be 8 a.m. to about 8:30ish, 8 o'clock-ish, maybe 9 o'clock. It's an all day event, but you'll definitely get the bang for your buck. You gotta try it. The link will be in the description. And guys, Cartagena Colombia has so much to offer. There was many tours that I didn't get a chance to take advantage of because I was there for a short period of time. I'm talking about the mud volcano, the pink seas. You really have to plan accordingly before you get there because there's so much to do. So if there's any questions you guys have in advance or any questions you have, definitely shoot me an email and I'll be happy to try to lead you to the right direction. But of course, when you come out to Cartagena, you gotta check out the nightlife. It's bananas. It's nuts. Listen to me. I'm the captain now. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
But nah, seriously, it's nuts. Enjoy the nightlife, enjoy the vibe. It's Backpack Grizzly. Hopefully I was able to get some information out to you guys. I know there's so much more that I missed. There's so much more that I should have went over, but I was only here for a short period of time. But best believe I'll be back. And if you've been watching, you may potentially know where I'm going next. And if you don't have a hint at all, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next location. Share the video, subscribe, like the video for sure. Cartagena, it's been amazing. It's been a beautiful spot. I loved it, had a great time. But on to the next stop. It's Backpack Grizzly. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.